how you all met and your role as collaborators. How'd y'all meet? How long y'all been working together? That kind of thing. What's that story?
Could I tell part of that?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so first, I'll tell the first part of Isis and I initially collaborating because at this point we've now been working together for over 20 years. To
Wow.
my great pleasure. But our start was quite interesting. Isis was hired at Michigan State University the year before I was, and we were both being told messages from our review committees not to work with one another. Almost the exact same phrasing. They were telling me, don't work with Isis. She's going to pull you down. They were telling Isis, and these were different committees. We didn't have the same committee members. They were telling her, don't work with NiCole. She's going to bring you down. Really doing a lot to create tension between the two of us. We had developed our professional friendship, but didn't know how to go about collaborating given the advice that we were given. And we would periodically meet with three people on campus, all Black faculty, Harriet McAdoo, if you remember, know of her, Cliff Broman, and Deb Johnson. And at some point, we volunteered that this was the advice that we were being given. And they were like, that is racist. If you can imagine the other words that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
and really helped for me at least. I don't know how much Isis was already kind of putting this together, but really clarified for me how much racism was embedded in the advice we were getting from the very committees that were supposed to be helping us advance our careers. And as more of the mass of the people around us came off, the more I decided, I don't know what ISIS contribution might be to the decision tree, but I decided to deliberately foster the collaboration as an act of resistance
Oh, yes,
and
of course.
moving that forward. And perhaps the best thing I've ever done in my career is to link arms with Isis. She's been an amazing, amazing collaborator that has transformed my career. But we also wrote about some of these experiences in there's a collection of writings in Women of Therapy. I think it may be part of the list that we shared on our research careers. And I spoke very much about that experience of going through those first few years and getting advice that really countered the best interests of our careers.
Yeah.
Isis, I'll turn it over.
Yes. That was very accurate. And I'll just second the fact that collaborating with NiCole has been really like a career-long joy. And I'm not sure that I would be where I am if we had not started that. Um, so NiCole and I collaborated. Okay, so I'm going to tell the story of the epistemic exclusion collaboration. Um, at some point, part of my strategy being in a sort of toxic university was to find ways to be outside of the department. So I was working in basically Michigan State's, equivalent of a DEI office. The director there said, we have this advanced climate study, this big institutional transformation grant, but we didn't get enough data from our faculty of color. I'm thinking we should do some interviews. Is that something that you would like to do with me? And I said, please, yes. And so we ended up interviewing 118 faculty at Michigan State. Um, and at some point, I'm not even sure exactly when NiCole joined on, but the first set of analyses that we were presenting was about mentoring because that was a real intensive focus of the university at the time. So I was presenting different places at the university, and Christy Dotson was also at Michigan State, and she was at one of these presentations. And then she came up afterwards and said, I've got this theory of epistemic exclusion. Could I look to see in your data to see if there's evidence for it? And I was like, yes, let's do that. And so that really started this decade-long collaboration focused specifically on epistemic exclusion. Marti is our newest member. I guess I'll let you talk about your part, but we had this kind of Michigan, I guess Michigan State collaboration for a long time, and then I left and Christy left, and now we're both at Michigan and they're at Michigan State still. So we've still fostered that. And I'll turn over to Marti.
hmm I just want to start by saying I really appreciate this question. And just answering the question, I have a lot of gratitude for both Isis and NiCole. Very similar to how they spoke about themselves. I feel like I would not be sitting here right now if it wasn't the strong mentorship from those two that got me to this place. So in terms of strategies of survival, mentorship, I would say, is key. I joined the team back in 2018, I believe. I was a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Michigan. Once ISIS transitioned to the university, it was me and her that worked on analyzing the 118 interviews from faculty. So that was quite a feat as a postdoctoral fellow at the time. Since that time, and with her mentorship, got many papers out of that and was able to transition into my faculty career shortly after in 2019. And I've been with the team ever since that point. And it's been quite a pleasure.